Kids need to think of the person that is the most important person in their lives. And then imagine what their not being here does to that person.
Mike's gonna use that fake ID, isn't he?
Sure he is, but he'll just get beer. I want some vodka, too.
Yeah, whatever.
What? They want the vodka, right?
Yeah, you know Sarah. She goes hard.
She does.
Oh, calm down, freak. I got this.
Usual place, man?
Yeah, that old guy is whack. Works every time.
Every time.
Yeah.
Mike is being a tool. But it's good.
I'm not going crazy this time. Just a little bit.
What are you, the designated driver? Chill out.
When I first had my first drink, I was 14 years old, and I had some Hennessy.
We probably started drinking when, 15?
The first time I actually was intoxicated, was really drunk, I was about 14 years old.
Now I'm seeing and hearing about people as young as 10, 11 and 10 years old that are starting to drink.
I didn't know what I was getting myself into at the time, so it was just, I'm a teenager, I can do what I want.
I think that alcohol is very culturally accepted. It's everywhere. It's in the media, it's in advertising, and because it's legal, it's also very accessible. The idea that alcohol can be dangerous and it is actually a drug, is a substance that can be destructive, gets forgotten.
They seem to look at alcohol as a less serious type of activity.
When we have kids come into treatment in our center, a lot of them, are coming in for drugs such as marijuana. A lot of times the kids will come in and say, oh yeah, I haven't smoked marijuana in weeks. Oh, but I've been drinking, and do not seem to think that that's an issue. So there is somewhat of a disconnect between, drug use and drinking alcohol.
People feel, or almost start to feel, like they have it under control, or they have some kind of handle on it.
Teenagers are going to take risks, going to want to be more independent, going to act impulsively. It's also part of their, development process and the way their brain is developing. So they are looking to, take those risks, do things maybe they're not supposed to do.
Old man River fell for it again.
All right, I'll let the girls know.
All right.
If a teen uses a fake ID at a liquor store, there's several crimes that are being committed here. One is the illegal attempt to procure alcohol by a minor, which is a crime. There's also the crime of criminal impersonation. One of the undercover or sting programs, if you would, that we do as far as trying to prevent underage drinking, we'll put undercover officers in liquor stores throughout the town. They're trained to spot fake IDs. They'll make an arrest on the spot.
So Mike's going to the usual place, right?
Guess so, why not?
So what are you girls up to tonight? I'm sure you're gonna have a great time.
See you later, Mom.
Bye. Love you.
Love you too. I know there's a bottle in here somewhere.
I thought Mike was getting that.
Whatever, better safe than sorry. Besides, my mom is cool with it as long as we stay here.
But we're leaving.
Whatever, it's all good.
Mom was a bit of a partier in her day.
Maybe. Ha! Here it is. Let's go.
I think the reason why some parents may think that alcohol is the lesser of the two evils is because a lot of parents, when they were younger, they drank.
It's really bad for parents to allow underage drinking at home for a number of reasons. One, not only are you setting a bad example, you're committing a crime, but beyond the crime, you don't know what these kids are going to do after they're done drinking and leave your house.
There's some parents that when they come home, the first thing they want to do is have a drink because of whatever they've experienced at work or during their day. And if the child is paying attention, they see that as a norm. My father always did that, or my mom always does this.
Hey, ladies.
Hey, guys. Check it out.
What's that? We already got everything.
You can never have too much.
Yeah, come on, Kev. Stop trying to one-up us.
Hey, it's happening. All right.
You allow underage drinking in your home, and that youth then gets in the car and drives away and kills somebody, not only are you subject to a criminal arrest for providing the alcohol and failing to stop the drinking, but you're subject to a humongous civil suit. You could be liable for millions of dollars in a civil action for the death that teen caused by drinking at your home with alcohol you provided.
Yo, is this place cool? Yeah, dude. No one ever comes back here.
All right. Chug, 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 chug.
Go easy, girl.
It's a lot of advertising and a lot of just encouraging like binge drinking and getting really wild.
I think it's for bragging rights mostly. I don't think it's a thing where they feel like they need to do it. It's more or less, and not even to one-up somebody else, but just to be able to say that I've done it.
Part of that is being an adolescent, you know, not understanding consequences of actions. So if a little feels good, more is going to feel better.
Every time that I went out and hung out with my friends, I was drinking. And every time I was drinking, I was doing it in excess.
Binge drinking, you could think that you were fine and then keep drinking, and before you know it, you're throwing up. Personally, my freshman year of college, first semester, I threw up probably twice a week from drinking.
It's one of the worst feelings you can experience. Your head is killing you. You know, your stomach is killing you. You feel really groggy and tired, and everything's too loud, and there's too many people around, and you just feel really, really disgusting and really awful.
I would hear stories in college and in high school where people would come to talk and tell them how it would, drinking affected their lives, and I'd think that was sad, but that's not going to happen to me.
Teenagers really think they're invincible, and I thought nothing could faze me.
You can actually drink and get alcohol poisoning because it happens to a lot of people. And if you drink for a long period of time, it can mess up your liver. It can cause like kidney failure.
The dangers of binging on alcohol are multifaceted. We're talking about blackouts, memory loss, overdose, alcohol poisoning, dehydration. I think in 2008 there were 190,000 ER visits purely based on alcohol-related problems in underage people.
The human brain fully matures between 21 and 25. Most people think it's, when they're teenagers, but it's not. It's completely immature. Because the teenage brain is still developing, they have sheets known as myelin, and those are the things that help connect the brain to tell the brain what to do. In terms of adult brain, we don't have that much myelin because our brains are fully mature. So now if you damage the myelin, then this can lead to early brain damage. The severity of brain damage in terms of forgetfulness, not telling the difference between right and wrong. Brain cells do not regenerate. Once they're damaged, they are gone. It's like a spinal cord. You get a gunshot wound to your spine, you are paralyzed. That is it, you are done. With your brain, it's the same thing. Neurons do not regenerate.
This place is lame. Let's get out of here, man.
What, dude? Are you serious?
Yeah.
Hey, Mike, are you okay to drive?
I'm perfectly fine to drive. What are you, a cop?
Yeah, he's fine.
No, you are fine.
Drinking alcohol is going to lead to a lessening or a lowering of inhibitions. It's going to lead kids to take more risks, make decisions that they may not have made sober. So they're going to place themselves in unsafe situations.
It drops people's inhibitions. Everyone thinks they are invincible under the influence.
The person who's under the influence may not be thinking straight enough to know that no means no.
Thank God I wasn't raped, but I was in a situation where it was just this really large kid, and he was just stronger than me and could have easily, taken advantage of me if he wanted to. I would have never been in that house, seen that kid had I not been drinking, and just do a lot of really stupid things that you would never think of doing if you were sober.
You drink, you make these snap decisions. I mean, there are increased risk of STDs, HIV, homicides, suicides, is because they make these snap decisions and they're not thinking clearly. Their brain is clouded.
So, hey, what?
Hey, Mike, let's get out of here, man.
Come on, Sarah, let's go. Oh. Come on. Time to go.
Approximately 5,000 deaths a year occur due to underage drinking. Out of that 5,000, about 1,900 are from motor vehicle accidents.
I've witnessed more car accidents related to alcohol use than I care to remember. Fortunately, the majority of them are not so serious, but I've been to plenty where people were seriously injured. I've been to some where people died.
Careful, Mike.
Dude, let me drive.
Kevin, you're as lit as he is. Let Rachel drive. Sarah? Sarah? Mike, pull over. Sarah's out of it.
The problem with alcohol is that a lot of people mix them with other drugs. It could be Vicodin. You take it with Valium, it will make you sleep. You take it with cocaine, you will seize, you will go to sleep, and you may never wake up, and you go into fulminant liver failure.
What is it?
We have to call 911. She's out and I don't know what else she took.
Don't even, dude. She'll be fine. Just let her sleep it off.
I don't know, man. She looks pretty bad. What else does she take?
I don't know. She gets pretty wild.
Well, we can't just take her back home?
No, her mom's home by now.
Oh, well, screw that. I mean, I'm not getting busted.
Well, what are we gonna do?
How many times do these young actors or celebrities die of a drug overdose because they're just mixing? It is out there and people are just not paying attention. And these are people who have everything and now it's gone.
DWI laws have certainly been strengthened over the past few years. We've seen changes from lowering the blood alcohol content rate from, it used to be 0.10, it's now 0.08.
Mike, careful.
Dude, let me drive. You're gonna kill us all.
Dude, I'm good, dude, all right?
No, you're not.
I'm good, dude.
I drink just as much as you.
Forget it. It's too late.
I don't believe it.
Come on, Mike.
Dude, it's all right, it's all right, it's all right. It's all right, though, all right? What do they got? Nothing, all right?
When you stop a vehicle full of kids and the driver's been drinking and there's alcohol in the car, there's a whole range of issues that the police have to deal with.
Hi, I'm Officer Burns of the South Prairie Police. I need to see your license and registration.
Yeah,
Michael, how old are you?
18.
18? Is anyone in the car 21 years old? No? Is there a reason why there's a six-pack of beer on the back floor of the car?
It was just from earlier. That's it.
From earlier?
Yeah.
If nobody in the vehicle is going to admit who the alcohol belongs to, the state Supreme Court has given us the ability to arrest everyone in the vehicle for possession of the alcohol, if they're all in fact minors.
Stay right there, don't move. Are you 21?
No.
What's your name?
Kevin Thompson.
How old are you?
I'm 17.
What's her name?
Sarah,
What's your name?
Sarah, wake up. Sarah, come on, wake up.
If we stop a car and there's 3 kids in the car and one of them's passed out, the teen who's passed out is going to be our first priority.
Open the window. What's her name?
Sarah.
Sarah, wake
Has
up.
Sarah been drinking?
No.
No.
She hasn't been drinking.
You got liquor in the car. You sure she hasn't been drinking?
6-3 HQ. Send an ambulance to this location. Intoxicated female, unresponsive. Okay, Rachel. I need you to get out of the car and come with me.
Is she gonna be okay? What about Sarah?
Don't worry about Sarah. We're going to take good care of her. Right now, we're going to transfer you back to the police station, where you can call your parents, okay?
Okay.
Okay, have a seat.
What's going on?
She's got shallow breathing, and she's unresponsive. Her name's Sarah.
Sarah!
If the driver is underage, it really doesn't make a difference at this point. Pretty much all DWI stops are handled the same in the field. We will administer what's called the field sobriety test.
Can you stand for me right here and face me, please? Michael, I'm going to ask you for a field sobriety test to make sure you're okay to drive.
The standard field sobriety test comprised 3 components. The first component is the horizontal gaze nystagmus test. This is the part where you would normally see an operator on the side of the road holding a pen, ask the operator to follow the pen with their eyes, not move their head. What the operator is looking for is involuntary reactions of the pupil to the pen.
Don't move your head.
Their pupil will bounce like this. This is horizontal gaze nystagmus. It'll involve distinct jerkiness at the extreme ranges of their peripheral vision. These are clues to intoxication.
Michael, I can smell the liquor on your breath, and the eye test indicates you've been drinking. Honestly, have you had anything to drink tonight?
I mean, well, like a while
The
earlier.
next field sobriety test is a walk and turn test. This is where we ask the operator to walk a straight line. It's normally comprised of 9 steps out, 9 steps back, and an instructed turn. The final test of the standard field sobriety test is a one-leg stand. And they're looking for clues, whether the operator is putting their foot down, whether they're unable to count to 30, whether they're raising their arms for balance. These are all of a number of clues the officer is looking for during the administration of the test.
Michael, I'm going to explain something to you here. Okay? You have erratic driving. You're weaving across the center line. I can smell liquor on your breath. Field test indicates that you're over. You admitted to drinking. You got liquor in the car. You appear intoxicated. All that adds up to enough probable cause to place you under arrest. Okay? Right now, I need you to turn around for me. Put your hands for me behind your back. Put your thumbs together. Can you do that for me now, please?
Really?
Do that for me now. Put your hands for me behind your back. Put your thumbs together. There you go.
The operator is going to be handcuffed, placed in a cruiser. He's going to be advised of his rights. He's going to be transported back to police headquarters.
Officer Mino, will you call Rachel and Kevin's parents and get them route down here?
All right, guys, I'm gonna have you have a seat on the bench, okay? Kevin, have a seat right here. Rachel, have a seat over there. Okay, I need you both to put your hands on your knees. Just sit tight.
Have a seat. Remain seated. Don't get up unless I tell you to, okay? You have the right to not say anything about this offense you're charged with.
Here he's going to go through standard processing. That's Miranda rights, standard biographical questions, name, date, address, so forth.
Mike, I'm going to read to you the implied consent advisory. This is where I'm going to offer you the alcohol breath test.
They can either elect to submit to the test or not. If they don't want to submit to the test, there's no breath test given, but it results in an automatic license suspension, usually for a first-time offense of 6 months.
I'm offering the alcohol breath test. Did you want to take it?
Yeah, I'm sober.
When I tell you to, you're going to take a deep breath in, hold it for 1 second, place your mouth over the end of the mouthpiece, tight seal, blow long and hard into the machine until I tell you to stop.
If you're under 21 and you have even a single drink, it's very likely it's going to put you over the .02 limit, and you're subject to all the same suspension and penalties as somebody who is over the .08 limit.
Your blood alcohol level is 0.145. More than 7 times the legal limit for a person your age.
Felony convictions do not go away. Felony convictions will haunt a teen convicted of one probably for the rest of their life. Not only are they subject to not being eligible for a number of jobs who will not hire convicted felons, but if they want to go to school, they're not going to be eligible for financial aid. The federal government has made a felony conviction a prohibition to receiving financial aid.
Yeah, it's me. Can I talk to Mom? Nothing.
You also lose the right to vote. I mean, it's a stigma that attaches forever, and it's not one that's going to go away.
What's going on? Apparently EMS had been called to the scene. She was with a bunch of friends, had been drinking alcohol. Unknown amount, has respiratory...
We had a bottle of whiskey and beer, and we were playing drinking games. I wasn't as drunk as everyone else, so I stopped drinking, but the second we saw Molly was too drunk, kind of sloppy, swaying a little bit, but still coherent. We've all been that drunk. We've all been there, and we sleep it off, and then the next morning, well, worst comes to worst, we'll have a hangover. She was using words, talking to us, not too drunk to just immediately passed out, just that she needed to sleep it off.
When someone ingests too much alcohol, it's called alcohol toxicity.
Her O2 sats are dropping, you guys.
I'm having trouble maintaining an airway. I can't bag effectively.
Are you able to get the chest to rise at all?
Your blood pressure will drop. Alcohol is cleaned out by the liver. If the liver shuts down, what happens is that the toxins are not removed from your body. You stop breathing, and you literally just go to sleep and you never wake up.
I tried to wake Molly up, and she wasn't responding, and so I started shaking her, and I turned her over, and it just looked like she was sleeping, but I knew something was wrong.
I remember calling her first thing in the morning, and she didn't answer.
My friends and I called 911, and I called my mom. When the cops came, I was on the phone with my mom, and I said, I need to know what hospital you're taking her to. I need to know, like, she needs to tell Molly's mom.
I was outside cleaning the patio furniture, and I saw a police car go very slowly down the street behind our house, and I immediately knew they were coming here.
I'm freaking out. My mom's kind of freaking out. And right when we turn the corner, there's a cop car.
And I went and got my mom, and I was like, there's a cop here. And our voices were just so shaky, like mine is now. And the first thing my mom said whenever she opened the door, I'll never forget it. She was just like, is she dead?
And she looked at me and said, yes, ma'am. And Bob, Katie, and I just fell to pieces. We couldn't believe it.
Her friends, didn't mean her any harm, put her to bed, thought that they were taking care of her, thought that they, she just had a little bit too much, she's small, she's a low tolerance, not understanding that at the end of the day, she had way too much.
Okay, circulate, and you want a nappy behind it?
Yeah, let's put a nappy right behind it. Boy, she is just blue. I don't know what's... Yeah, keep compressions going as soon as you can.
Nothing?
Okay, let's know the chest. How's it sound?
I can't believe this. Tell me she's going to be all right.
Well, the best thing you can do right now is to get down to the hospital as quickly as you can.
What does that mean?
I know that you're upset. We understand. But right now, just try to come as quickly as you can to the hospital, and we'll talk to you some more.
Well, at least we didn't get arrested.
Whatever, Kevin. What about Sarah? She was barely breathing.
So many times we hear of somebody that died from alcohol when it wasn't a DUI death, and we hear that they aspirated. They put them to bed and they threw up and they choked, and that didn't happen with Molly. Molly literally went to bed and her heart stopped. Her system shut down and her heart stopped. The alcohol had poisoned her system.
What alcohol did to my life and people around me will take a lot of time to fix, or at least make a little bit better.
Pause for a second, go slow. Pause for a second and ask yourself, do I need this? Do I need to take this? Am I okay? And you don't need to be blacked out or anything like that.
You don't want to take that chance. You don't know for a fact. Nobody knows the future. You don't want to take that chance, or maybe if I drink, I'm going to be good, or I might not be. Why take that chance when you could just not drink at all and know that you're going to be fine? You don't want to take that. That's just stupid.
I wish that we didn't go out that night. I wish we stayed at home or watched a movie or something. I just wish that we had known that something was bigger than she was just too drunk.
Molly was my best friend. My sister and my best friend.
Our family will be forever shattered. Her friends are forever changed by it. Not just the friends that were with her. They are devastated.
I miss, my best friend. We were together every day. Sorry. It's just weird because she was in my life every day since I was 4. And now she's not.
is drinking too much like worth losing your best friend, your boyfriend, your girlfriend? Like, it's not. Drinking affects so many people's lives negatively, and you never really hear, oh, drinking affected my life positively. So like Allie said, you have to think about it. Should I be doing this? Because in the end, we'll never get our best friend back. They'll never get their daughter, sister back. It's not worth it.